with the 6 habits of highly resilient, joyful, fully living people. To the 6th habit of highly resilient people who are joyful and fully living. And it's a really good little kind of sequence of things. And the first is to wake up. And it kind of summarizes everything I've said so far, really, but it adds a little extra to it. So wake up. Most of us are walking around in a daze. We're in an unconscious haze. We've got the system operating in the background. We have no clue it's operating. We don't know if the system's running slow, running fast, it's corrupted in some way. Most of the time it is. We're living in this field that's also influencing our operating system. So first of all, we have to wake up, like shake yourself by the shoulders. Use this little video as a shaking of your shoulders to wake up and realize you do have control. No matter what's going on around you. Like if you look at the bell curve, even if you don't look at the bell curve, just look at society. No matter what's going on, there are always some people who do really well. There is always a huge number of people who are average. So some fully live, some are just existing, and some are the walking dead. These are the ones who suck down here. These are the ones who tell themselves they're victims and they blame everything else and they take no responsibility for themselves. And they never, never show up. Actually, that's the third one. The second one, I've got to squeeze it in here, so forgive me for doing this. I mentioned it before, but I didn't say these words. Grow up. So keep breathing, it's messy, I know. So wake up and then grow up. Because if we don't stay down here in the victim blame mode and we take responsibility for ourselves and responsibility for what's happening for us, we move up the curve, we get to the successful, fully living end. And all of these are examples of waking up and growing up. You know, we don't teach children emotional regulation. And that means that as adults, very few of us have emotional regulation. We talk about emotional intelligence and how important it is for leadership and life and relationships, and it is. And it consists of 3 core things: know yourself, and manage relationships. And managing yourself is all about emotional regulation. And everything I have given you so far are the skills of emotional regulation, are the tools of emotional regulation. And that's what resilience is. You know, think about it. Resilience is bouncing back. Resilience is that capacity to be knocked over and bounce up again. Well, the way we do that is emotional regulation, because if you're down and you're stressed and you're anxious and you're lost and you feel out of control and all those things, these are the skills that help you emotionally regulate and bounce back and go better than just bouncing back. Go for fully living. Don't just go for existing, go for fully living. David Martin and his wife Kim, they have a whole website around fully living as well. And I would recommend their courses any day. They're extraordinarily good. Excuse me. So, wake up, grow up, and then this one is show up. You know, how do you show up every day? How do you show up in every moment of every day? Do you show up and you're authentic? That's the other thing I've been learning too. I know you're going to think I'm some kind of loser who, how did she ever get out of bed in the mornings? Well, I wonder that myself sometimes. But apparently I functioned very well externally and successfully according to all the normal parameters. But inside, I wasn't very joyful. I wasn't very happy. And I thought I was authentic. I prided myself on being authentic because I didn't like seeing speakers who were one person on stage and a completely different person off stage. What I didn't know was that I'd taken the stage persona off the stage and put it into the Amanda persona. And so I've had to learn who I really am and what really matters to me and become authentic Amanda. And I have to be conscious of it every moment, because I was extremely good at catering to everybody else and pleasing everyone else and building rapport with everybody else. And I forgot me along the way. And I don't think I'm Robinson Crusoe. I think we have an awful lot of people who are living that way. So here's your opportunity. Start to show up Remember, you are amazing. There's just one you. There is no other person like you. And you did come to this life with an extraordinary gift that you can share with others. Look for the gift. Some of you already know it. Deep in your heart, you know it. Some of you know it quite clearly and you're doing it already. And others may be looking for it. Well, keep looking. But every moment of every day, choose to show up. And show up. And here's a couple of ways you can do it. If you don't really know who you are, and I mean, I'm still working through it. I'm committed to being authentic. I'm committed to being real. If you're a leader, that is the single most important thing you can do. Be authentic and real. And I'm learning how to be more vulnerable. And as Brene Brown says, it takes courage to be vulnerable. That's not something that you just do willy-nilly, I've discovered. Anyway, one of the things you can do to show up consciously is to choose to be kind. Kindness is a choice. And in every moment of every day, you can choose to be kind to yourself and to others. Or you can choose something else. But I find if I consciously go for kindness, it helps me show up more authentically. And if I choose to be kind to myself, because, let's be honest, most of us were our own worst enemy. Would you ever speak to your friends the way you speak to yourself? Probably not. I certainly wouldn't. I make diminishing myself an art form. And the reason I'm sharing these things with you is not so you can hang up on this video, click end, and think, wow, there's a massive loser. It's because the things that I'm going through, many others are going through. And I'm willing to be authentic with you and real, and not pretend I have everything hunky-dory all together, but I've made lots of progress. I've worked very hard to make that progress. And these are things that I think people don't talk about very often when we discuss resilience. We give you the same things all the time that everybody knows about and hardly anybody ever does till they're, ready to, jump off a cliff. So show up as yourself, as real and authentic. That's authentic, I'm not being rude. And choose to be kind. Will you just choose kindness? And then once you've woken up, you've grown up, you're taking responsibility for yourself, you realize that you are in control of all these things and you can choose to do them or not. But from this day forwards, it's consciously choosing to do them or consciously choosing not to do them. Because you cannot not know this now because you have heard it. And so after we show up, then most of us tend to mess up. And I've just given you many examples of how I've messed up along the way. But did I know I was messing up? No. But sometimes I was very conscious afterwards that I had messed up. But this is the key. After you mess up, you pick up. You pick yourself up and you learn something from the experience. Because that's all the messing up was. It was an experience. It was something that you experienced in life. And you can either use that to define you and crush you for the rest of your days, or you can use it as an opportunity to learn something and pick yourself up from that and then incorporate what you've learned into your life so that you then show up again. And you show up as the new improved you. And you might have only made this much change, but it's a change and it's growth and it's development. And it means you have a growth mindset if you understand that life is almost a continuous circle of waking up, growing up, taking responsibility, showing up, messing up, then picking yourself up, then showing up again, and then we mess up, and then we pick up, and then we mess up. But you see, people who aren't resilient, they give up here. They don't look at what they've learned, and it doesn't, they judge themselves really harshly for messing up. We're humans. That's life. This is like a life cycle for human beings. And the finish for all of this, the thing that reframes everything. And if you remember nothing else from this whole 20 minutes we've had, remember this. Because not only can you every day and every moment say to yourself, today I choose joy, but you can also say, today I choose, I'm going to write in pink because it'll look good, but I don't know where to write it now, I haven't left enough room for myself. Today I choose gratitude. Now that's a gratitude. Because gratitude is the master reframer. We know that gratitude is more, if you write in a gratitude journal, 3 things every night, 3 things for which you're grateful, we know that it's more effective than Prozac and exercise combined. If you consciously choose to wrap everything that you do in gratitude, gratitude, if you choose kindness, and you choose gratitude, and you choose love, and this becomes the matrix in which you do all these activities. If you consciously choose to find things for which to be grateful in your life, if you consciously choose to find something for which to be grateful in every single person you meet, everyone, and everything that happens to you, your life will totally transform and your resilience will go through the roof. Because people who are not resilient almost never look at gratitude. It's impossible to have a heart full of misery and a heart full of gratitude at the same time. And resilient people become consumed by their fear, by their misery, by their sadness, by their frustration, by all those sorts of things. So stop. Stop with all of those. Instead, consciously say, today I choose joy. This minute I choose joy, or this minute I choose gratitude. I will look for something for which to be grateful in what's going on right now. And if you cannot find it in that particular moment, stop an hour later and ask yourself again, what is it that I can be grateful for right now? And then choose to observe your thinking and control your thoughts, because no one else can really control your thoughts. They can try, but you've got to buy into the field of fear. Only you can choose to not be consumed by fear. And then slow down, be present. It will help you in so many ways. And it's not necessarily easy to do. Some people are great at being present. And I admire them and I want to model them and I ask them how they do it so I can keep learning. Because that's one of the core things too that helps with resilience. And then ground yourself. That's not hard. It's like bare feet. Go into the garden. Stay there. Go swimming. Do something in nature. Go for a bushwalk. Maybe don't take your shoes off while you're bushwalking, but when you stop, take your shoes off. Sit them on the ground where there are no deadly ants or anything. And then stay connected to your own heart and to other people's hearts. And ask them, how are they feeling? You know, are you okay day? Mental Health Week. We know mental health is going nuts in COVID because people are isolated, they're lonely, they're not focusing on gratitude, they're trapped in fear, they're not aware of the stories they're telling themselves, they're not aware that they can consciously choose joy. Everybody knows they can control their thinking, but until someone goes ding, ding, knock, 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 guess what? We don't think about it. And then remember your cycle. Wake up, grow up, show up, mess up. Is that the next one? Yes, mess up. Pick up, show up, pick up, show up, pick up, and keep going and wrap it all in gratitude, kindness, and love. And so with enormous gratitude to you, I'll just quickly, I've pretty much summed them up, haven't I? So I'll just quickly say I'm deeply grateful to you for watching. And I would love if you want to Facebook me, or I don't know, there's 475 billion ways you can connect with people these days. Let me know if you come up with any other ideas that help with resilience or if these helped you. And on my website, amandagore.com/secret, there's a whole lot of resources you can use. There are videos that if you watch, it literally, excuse me, changes the way stress affects your body. They're videos from a professor called Alia Crum from Yale University, and she very kindly gave me permission to put them up there. There are little posters that you can print out. There are things about gratitude. There are ways that you can have gratitude glasses and choose to wear your gratitude glasses all the time. And these might look silly, but they're very effective. Humans remember symbols. This is the way you can teach children about gratitude. Every night, around your dinner table, ask everybody, what's the thing you're most grateful for that happened today? That's the way you teach children gratitude, not shouting at them, say thank you to your brother. So get some gratitude glasses. and find yourself a joy buddy. Yes, look, see? Joy buddies. Get a human joy buddy, connect with them, and stay connected. And yeah, people look at me and they laugh. They go, oh, she's so stupid. Ah, joy buddies, ha, ha, ha. Are you kidding? A joy buddy is the best resilience buddy you could have, the best accountability buddy. So if you're watching this with your family or a colleague, go through this again. Ask them, will you be my joy buddy? And if you don't have one of these cute little yellow finger puppets, then all you have to do is draw a smile with 2 dots on your own finger. And preferably you get another human who's a joy buddy. But if you're not with that human all the time, you've got your own personal joy buddy there all the time, your resilience buddy. And you can look at it and go, now you're all thinking I'm insane, but this really works, trust me. And go, today you said you choose joy, so choose joy. Make your joy buddy your resilience buddy. And go forth and choose wisely. Choose to do all these things. They cost nothing. They're actually pretty simple to do. Sometimes they take a little bit of effort, but it's so worth it. So, enjoy.
Always look on the bright